My name is Harjas, and in this video I'm going to show you a yoga flow for football players. Football players go through a lot of hard training and their game is quite intense, where they use a lot of their lower body muscles like the glutes, the hamstrings, quads, calves, ankles. We should add some flexibility and mobility for these muscle groups. So today's flow is all about that. Let's get started with the flow. From the Vajrasana position, we'll move forward into the child pose, taking the hands forward. Keep your hips sitting back on your heels and then keep sliding the arms as forward as you can. Keep your arms in a slight V or maybe parallel to each other. Let your palms release down and let your forehead and chest also come as close to the mat as it comes for you without letting the hips lift from your heels. And as you let your body sink down, it will begin to relax your whole body. This gentle stretch to your spine and your back, gentle stretch to your shoulders, and the complete release of your body into the mat will start to relax your nervous system and activate the parasympathetic system. It will start to bring your mind into a relaxed state as well and bringing the focus into here and now. So you can spend about 5 breaths here and then we'll start to lift up. Come into a tabletop position, placing the hands directly under the shoulders, the knees directly under the hips. Keep your chest and your back parallel to the floor. Keep your navel slightly pulled in so the spine is neutral. From the neutral spine, we'll start to move into the cat-cow stretches, which just adds some mobility and flexibility to the spinal column. And with an inhale, we'll start to move the chest forward and feel the contraction in the back. With an exhale, we'll start to bring the chin into the chest, pressing the hands firmly. Lift the upper back up and then start to pull your navel in to push your lower back up, so rounding of the spine. You can do about 5 stretches. Inhale, arch, and exhale, lift. Inhale, move through your chin and chest. And exhale again, bring your chin in and squeeze up your navel to push your whole back up. Breathe in as you go forward and breathe out as you bring the chin in. Feel both here is contraction in the back, lengthening in the chest and the lungs. And exhale here is lengthening of your spinal column back and squeezing of your frontal body. And then you can come into a neutral spine again. From here, lift your right knee up. Don't change the angle of your leg. Just lift the right knee up and keep the thigh lifting more and more up. So this will start to bring a stretch in your right quads and right hip flexor. And from here, we'll start to go into hip rotation. So inhale up and out and down. And make the movement from your hip joint, exhale, down. So we can do about 8 repetitions here. Inhale and exhale down. And keep going. 4. Feel the hip joint working. So we're trying to move the hip joint to its full range of motion, adding mobility to the hip. Inhale up, exhale out and down. Inhale up, exhale out and down. So we also moved now we'll move in the opposite direction. So you can start to move the knee out first, going into and lifting the knee up and taking the hip like you're trying to squeeze your right hip on the left hip. So opening the pelvic floor. So just moving the hip joint in the other direction. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, going back. Inhale, lifting up, exhale, going back. So we're using the adductor muscles here now and down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And then you can place the knee down. Come into a neutral spine position once again and then stretch your right leg back. Push the right heel towards the floor. Try to keep the chest between your hands because the chest tends to move back if you're not holding the hands firm. Keep your chest there, keep your navel in, push the heel back to feel that stretch in your right calf, and you can hold again, feeling that stretch for 5 counts or 5 breaths. Breathing into the stretch is important to lengthen and loosen up the muscles. And from here, we will just move the right leg up, stretch it out, make the leg parallel to the floor, push the heel away, keep the toe facing the floor, push the heel back, keep your thigh parallel to the floor, keep your navel pulled in, and now stretch your left arm forward to stretch the spine even more. So we are adding more extension to the spinal column, bringing stability and balance, adding to core strength. And hold, looking ahead. Keep your head neutral because neck is also part of the spinal column, so keep the neck long. And then slowly bringing the hand down, you can bring your knee into your chest, take your forehead towards the knees, squeeze up your knee as much as you can, and then again place it down in its starting position. Let's move to the left side now. So left knee, lift the knee up again and keep the thigh parallel, keep lifting the knee higher and higher. Feel the stretch coming to your left quad, and now move the knee out and make a circle down. Inhale up, exhale out and down. Inhale up, exhale out and down. Try going a little slower is fine as long as you feel the movement is happening to its full range of motion. So going faster generally decreases the range of motion. So you can just go with your breath, reach to the maximum range and then come down. Now we'll just go into adduction. Inhale, lift the knee up, take the knee back, open like you're squeezing the left hip on the right hip, and again down. Inhale up and make a circle, exhale down. Again up and down. So let's go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then again place the knee down in starting position, spine neutral once again. Take the left leg back and push the heel towards the floor, keeping the chest between the hands, navel pulled in, so the back is also straight. You're just pushing the heel back to bring that stretch in your left calf now. After 5 breaths, you can lift the leg off and make your leg parallel to the floor, pushing the heel away, toe pointing the floor. Look forward, and then you move your right arm also out, balancing here, navel pulled in, stretching the limbs in opposite direction to further lengthen the spinal column. Again, hold for 5 breaths and then bring your hand down. Exhale, knee into your chest. Squeeze your forehead, take your forehead towards the knee, and then place the knee down again. Again, just stay in the tabletop position with a neutral spine, and we'll do a rotation for the spinal column and a stretch for the shoulder blades now. So with an inhale, this pose is called thread the needle. It's an English term we use. For this, inhale, take your right arm up, open the chest towards the hand, and with an exhale, slide your right arm under your left arm and try to press the left shoulder down. Inhale, once again lift up. We'll do 3 repetitions. Open the chest, exhale, slide your arm under again, press the shoulder and extend the right arm away. Inhale, once again lift up, exhale out and down. And now we're going to hold it for some breaths. So you can extend your left arm also forward, palm pressing the floor, and your right shoulder is pressing down. And you're trying to open the chest and look from under your left arm towards the ceiling. So this opening of the chest is actually rotating your thoracic spine or the middle of your back. So it's releasing tension from the shoulder as well as your back. After we hold it for 5 breaths, bring your left hand back. Inhale, lift your right arm again up. Exhale, place it under your shoulder. Let's move to the left side. Inhale, left arm up, open the chest. Exhale, slide under, press the shoulder. Again, lift the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slide. And one last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, slide. And then we hold here. Keep pressing the shoulder. Extend your right arm over your head. And as if you're trying to open the chest towards the ceiling. First you press the left shoulder and then try to open the chest. Also you can think of opening the navel upwards. So it will start bringing more and more rotation in your back, and all the tension from the back will start to release. So bring your right hand back. Inhale, lift your left arm again up. Exhale. Once again we place it here under the left shoulder. So from here let's move forward. So we'll just go down and do a little flow. So you can just drop your chest between your hands and stretch your legs back. Inhale, start to come up in a cobra. Start to open the chest. Keep stretching your legs back, roll your shoulders back. And exhale, push your hip back towards the heels and come up in a down dog. So down dog is you press your hands into the mat, tuck your toes, start to lift your knees and keep pushing the hip back away from your body, like towards the back wall, and lifting it up and back, and then trying to press the heels back and down. Stay here for a breath. So this down dog position stretches the back of your body. It creates length in the entire back of your body, your arms, shoulders, spine, upper and lower back, hamstrings, calves. From here, we'll just come down. Again, place your knees, place your forehead in front and relax your arms by your side. So we can relax here for 3 to 4 breaths. So this child pose is also a resting pose, which we can do in between the poses. Inhale, sit back into Vajrasana, and now we move further ahead to the next pose. Bring your hands under your shoulders once again in tabletop position, and bring your right foot forward between your hands. From here, lift your left knee off, keep the left leg straight and start to slide your left leg further back as much as you can, keeping the right knee above the ankle. So once you stretch your left leg back and the right knee stays in the 90-degree angle, push the left heel towards the floor. So this pushing of left heel back will again stretch your calf. It will also stretch your left hip flexor and left thigh. So we're working on all these muscles. So keep pushing and look ahead. Keep your chest open. That helps to stretch the hip joint. And we hold for a couple of breaths here. Keep your breathing even, gentle, deep, and just follow it as you're feeling the stretch. And now we'll slowly place the left knee down again and move into the pose called Anjayasana. So you can just relax your ankle joint here, so stretch your toes back and start to lift your hands away from the floor, bringing the hands on your thighs. So the hip joint is splitting out. So you're letting the left leg move back, keeping the right hip pushing forward. So you're splitting the hip joint and adding flexibility to it. Lift the chest up. As I said, chest up helps to release the hip down. So now from here we'll move into the full pose. Inhale and take your arms over your head. Join your palms together, and either you continue to stay here, but if you want to, just work on opening your back as well, along with your lower body, which is already into a stretch. You can draw your navel in and lift from your lower abdomen upwards. So pull your whole upper body up. Inhale, lift through your lower abdomen and then the chest, and start to push your shoulders back. So that will start opening your whole back. Then you can look up. If you lose balance while looking up, look ahead. So that's slow progression. Sometimes you need to modify your practice. You can choose where you are able to see right now and hold the balance. And again, hold this position for about 5 breaths. If your back is arching, when you want to exit from the pose, first make your back straight. And then exhale, release the hands in front. And as you place your hands down, now we will change position. So tuck your back toe and lift your knee off. Take your right leg back into a plank. And from plank, we will move down into forearm plank. So just place your knees down. Again, just push your head back like we do the child pose. And then place the elbows in front. You can measure the distance, should be forearm distance apart. And then you can make a fist with your hands. Lift your knees and Take your legs back, feet back, so your body is parallel to the floor. Keep your body parallel to the floor. Keep pressing the forearms, elbows nicely into the mat, keeping the chest up. Keep your thighs pushing away from the floor and navel in. Chest slightly going forward, head slightly going forward, so the body is in a straight line parallel to the floor. You can hold here again for 5 breaths, or you can mentally count 10 slowly. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Placing the knees down, inhale and exhale. Bring your whole body into the mat. Now place your hands instead of your elbows, where your elbows were, next to your chest. Stretch your legs back and we'll lift up doing a cobra. So inhale, lift up into a cobra and hold cobra. Keep stretching your feet back, hold legs back, lifting your upper body up, opening the chest towards the ceiling. And now we go into Triyak Bhujangasana or revolving cobra. So revolving cobra is, you be in the cobra first, inhale up and exhale. Just roll your right shoulder back. Keep the left shoulder also rolling back and try looking over your right shoulder. So that starts to again open the shoulder further and rotates the spinal column. So you can hold here for 3 breaths and then look forward again. Inhale, exhale, move over your left shoulder. Again, push the shoulder back. Keep the right shoulder also pushing back and try to look towards your left heel. Feel the rotation, feel the lift and then the rotation. Inhale, come back center, holding for another 3 breaths and then we go back into child pose, pushing the hip back towards the heels, and from here we will come up in the tabletop. And from tabletop we will do a movement from the cow position to the cat and the down dog. So we will use 1 breath for all these 3 poses. So inhale, arch your back, and exhale, start to curl up your spinal column and then also stretch it out. So this is all on exhalation. Inhale is this, and then exhale. In 1 exhalation, do 2 poses. Inhale down, look ahead, and exhale in. Inhale down, look ahead, and exhale in. You can choose to do as much as, like how much time you have. You can increase the repetitions, but you can do a minimum of 5 repetitions. Inhale, arch. So it will start opening up your back and it will start stretching the hamstrings and calves. You will not have to work too hard to stretch it, because stretching doesn't really happen by force. So we have to let the body become a little warm and then breathe easy into the body. Inhale, down, exhale, again lift up. And now we hold down dog for 1 breath. Just stay here for 1 breath. When you're holding the pose, try to go more deep into the pose. Push the floor with your hands, lift the hip up, push the hip back, press the chest towards your thighs, push your thighs back, push your heels back, push your heels down. If the heels doesn't touch down, that's fine. Just keep pushing it back and down. And again, bring your knees down, coming into the tabletop position. And from tabletop, we will move. We did a couple of poses, bringing the right leg forward. So now we do the same poses. Left foot forward between your hands. And then you can stretch your right leg back, lifting the knee off the mat and pushing the right heel as back as you can. The heel you cannot isolate your body. So stretch your entire leg from top and then try to push the heel back. Keep the knee up, don't drop the knee. Keep the knee lifted. And again, look forward. Breathe here. So you can hold it for 3 to 5 breaths, and then slowly we'll place the knee down again and let the ankle relax here. Inhale, again look more forward, start to bring your hands back and bring your hands on your thighs, lift your chest up. So what is happening is you're pushing your left hip forward, you're sliding your right leg further back. It starts to stretch out the hip joint and bring more flexibility to it. It is strengthening your left quad, it is stretching your right quad. Now inhale, take your arms over your head and hold here. If you want to involve your back, you also want to work on your back in this pose. Draw your navel in, lift your belly up, chest up, and arch your back, pushing your shoulders back. And again, hold here for 5 breaths. So it's a very nice stretch for your hip flexors, which again become very tight. Break your back straight and exhale, bring your hands again in front. And from here we'll move the left leg back. So first we lift the right knee and then take the left leg back, coming into a plank. And again, placing the knees, push your hip back to come into the child pose and sit up. Now we'll do the side plank. So we did the forearm center plank, and now let's go into the side plank. So we can just drop the right hand on the mat and turn the right elbow sideways, and then you can stretch the legs and just turn your feet on the mat. Then you lift your left arm, take it up and extend it over your head. Before you actually extend the arm, just make sure you lifted the hip and open the chest, and then you can move your arm over your head. Again, hold this position for about 5 breaths. Keep extending. So first thing is grounding through the elbows and the forearms and the feet. Lifting the hip, lifting the chest, and then feeling the stretch in the side body with the arm extended overhead. And after 5 breaths, we'll bring the left elbow, the left forearm on the side, left elbow placing down, and start to place the feet on the left side, lifting the hip, lifting the chest, taking the arm over the head, and again reaching out with the arm. Keep breathing. The more we ground well, so root down to lift up. So root down through your elbows, forearms, feet, and then lift up. Engage your core. Keep your navel always slightly pulled in when we are doing most of the poses, unless we are doing complete exhalation where we need to release the belly. Okay, come down with both your elbows, place the knees, and once again stretch back in a child pose. Rest here. And then once again we come up into the tabletop, and from tabletop we will move ahead doing one Bhujangasana flow. So you can again bring your chest forward, drop the chest down like this is Ashtanga Namaskar. Stretch your legs back and inhale up in Cobra. So you can lift your entire torso up now, pressing the hands into the mat, stretching your legs back, roll your shoulders back. Once you're into the pose, just try to go deeper. Keep opening your chest wider. Exhale, we'll move back into the down dog. So again, push your hip back and touch your toes. Start to press the hands to lift the knees and hip pushing back. Don't place your heels down. You keep the heels up. Now we'll do a little calf movement here in the down dog position. So keep the heels off. Slightly bend your knees and press the hands more firmly to lift the hip and also push the hip back. Then start to walk on the spot. Push your right heel back. That will stretch your right leg more, the back of your right leg. And then lift your right heel and push the left heel back. Do on the spot walking, not moving the feet forward or back. So now lifting the left heel, push your right heel back. Lifting the right heel, push your left heel back. While you're doing all this exercise, make sure you're constantly lifting the hip up and pushing it back. So walk right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Now lift both heels. Once again, push the floor with your hands and lift the hip more up. Push your chest towards your thighs and now press both heels back and down. So now your body will be opened up more because we have done a few dynamic stretch movements to warm up the muscles. Breathe here. 3 more breaths. Look in towards your navel. 3, 2, 1. Inhale, look forward. Start to just walk forward. Bring your feet between your hands. And once your feet comes between your hands, keep your feet hip width apart. Inhale, look forward. You can place your hands on your shin bone. Push your head forward and hip back. So this is Uttanasana, a forward fold, half forward fold. From here, push the hip back, and now we'll go into Padhastasana. So take your hands at the back of your legs and start exhaling, lifting the tailbone up and letting the head come down. Slide your hands on your legs wherever, as low as they reach. And then keep pressing the chest towards your thighs. The more you lift the tailbone up, the more your spine will become long and the more down the head will come. And then you can use your exhalation to compress your belly and bring your chest closer and closer. It will start to work on your strengthening of your internal organs, but basically it is stretching the back of your legs again, your calves, your hamstrings and calves. And breathe for 5 breaths. Then again look forward, inhale, head up, halfway up. Slightly soften your knees, take your arms forward. The head comes between the hands, push your hip back, hands reaching forward. From here start lifting up, and then we'll go into Uttita Hasta Thanasana, that's arching back. So lift through your pelvic floor, keep your head between your arms and just start to take your hands behind and head back, shoulders back. Open the heart upwards, breathe. And again, press through your feet, make your body straight, and then exhale, bring your arms down. Now let's go into a quad stretch, which is, this pose is actually called Natarajasana or dancer's pose. It will stretch your quad muscles, so you can start to just, it is also a balancing pose, so you just bring your weight balancing on both the feet, and then start to shift the weight on the left foot. Fold your right leg and hold your ankle in your hand, and first keep both your knees together and just start to bring your heel, the right heel, towards the butt. That will start to stretch the right quad, and you can start to move the left arm forward. Now just stand more taller with an in-breath, lift up, and then start to come forward, like moving ahead with your head and your arm, and start to lift your knee up. And also start to pull your feet, I'll show you from the side. So start to pull your heel away from the butt as you're moving forward, and start to lift, lift, lift as much as you can, and try to keep the balance. And look forward at one point to keep the focus. Keep grounding through your feet and hold, feeling the stretch in your right quad. Slowly bring your leg and arm down. Relax. Moving to the other side, fold your left leg and hold your ankle in your hand. Keep your knees together. Again, feel the stretch in your left quad, and the hip flexor also stretches as you pull your heel further in towards the butt. And from here, we'll start to move the arm forward and start to take the hand and the head forward, push the heel away, and start to lift your knee also up. Keep looking forward, keep your balance and hold. Keep your navel also pulled in. There's a slight backward arch in the pose, and it is also stretching the hip. Slowly we start to come down, release, place the foot again down. Next we move on to a wide leg squat position, which is called a goddess pose. So keep your feet about 3 feet apart, and then start to turn your toes sideways. Squeeze your glutes and try to roll your inner thighs forward and heels forward. So the more you squeeze your glutes, the more forward you can push the inner thighs out, the adductor muscles. And from here, take your hands forward. You can interlace your fingers, push your hip back, and start to come into a sitting position. Once you land down, you will feel that maybe your hips can squeeze more and you can open your thighs further. So you can do that. Squeeze your hips further, bring your inner thighs and heel more forward and more forward from both the feet, and then squat further down. From here, let's do a little bit work on the ankle. So lift your right heel. So this will help in your ankle mobility. Place the heel down. Lift your left heel and place the heel down. Right, down, left, down, right, down, left, down, and push the hip down. Lift both heels if you can find that balance and push the hip down and hold. You can also place the hands on the mat for support if you want, or if you don't want, or this can be just a variation also. And then start to place your hands and place your heels down. Take support with your hands and start to sit down. And start to stretch your legs forward and keep them in a wide V. So from the goddess pose, we have just moved down to Kona Asana, Upavishta Kona Asana. So we spread the legs wide and try to open them even more wider. So again, working on the adductor muscles and working on the glutes as well. So we lift the hips off the mat, stretch the right leg further out, trying to open the right side of the leg further. And then once again lifting the hip up, opening the left leg out, stretching it out. So the hips are opening more and more here, and we are sitting with wide legs, working on the pelvic region. Inhale, make your back straight, and you're holding your hand, like keeping your hands on your legs to start to lean forward. And if you can hold, as you're leaning forward, sometimes the toe starts to drop forward. Don't let that happen. Keep the toe facing upwards. Keep pushing the hip back into the mat to move forward. And you can use your hands, take your hands in front of you, walk forward as far as you can, keeping the toes facing the ceiling, letting the heels move away from the center of the body to lengthen the legs, and then you release down. If you can release your chest towards the mat, you can do that. And extend forward, keep pushing the heels away. If you're not able to bring your chest down, just stay wherever you're able to. Keep grounding through your hips. Don't let your toes fall forward. Don't let your inner thighs fall forward. Keep them opened up. And then stay wherever you're able to. Hold the pose, gentle breathing. Hold it for about 5 breaths. Ease out all the tension from the hips and the pelvic region. And then we walk back. Walk back to the center. Bring your legs closer. You can shake them out, thumb them to ease out the muscles in the thighs and hamstrings. And then we come up on the knees. And here we do another pose called the gate pose. Again, it stretches the adductor muscles. So we will move the right leg out on the side, and you can keep the right foot completely flat on the mat. So there are 2 variations to it. First, we'll keep the right foot flat, toe facing forward. Inhale, lift your opposite arm up, draw your navel in, and exhale, bend over your right leg and extend the arm over your head. Keep pressing the foot into the mat and keep extending the leg out without changing this position. So your upper body just remains above the hip remains above the knee. And then reach out. Exhale, relax. Now we'll move the toe up and heel out. So once again, push the heel as away as you can. Inhale, lift your left arm. Exhale, bend. In this, maybe the range of motion increases. So you can extend further out. And if you can reach your toe, you can hold your toe and keep reaching out. So it's giving us a side stretch as well. And open the heart upwards. Keep pushing your thigh down towards the floor once you've extended your leg. Then with an inhale, come back and relax. Place your hands in front, bring your knee back. Then let's do the left side. Extend this leg on the side. Again, first keep the toe facing forward, pressing the feet into the mat. Inhale, lift your right arm. Exhale, extend on the Opposite side. Open the heart upwards. Breathe. And then release. Move your toe towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the leg away. And inhale, lift your right arm. Exhale, once again bend, reaching out. Feel the stretch in your hip joint, in your left leg, abductor muscles, and extend. Extend. Navel in will support your back, so keep your navel in. Again, inhale up and bring your knee back. Exhale, we'll move forward into the child pose again. So let yourself relax in child pose. And then slowly we sit back and up. We'll change position to lying down. So we can lie down on the back now. And from here, just fold your legs and move the knees towards the ceiling. Keep your feet hip width apart. And keep your feet parallel to each other. So we will do Setu Bandhasan or the bridge pose. Keep your arms by your side. Press the feet nicely into the mat. And then press your shoulders also down to start lifting your hip up. When you're lifting the hip up, you keep your navel pulled in. So pull your navel in and then inhale, lift the pelvic floor, up, 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 squeezing the glutes and the hamstrings. Push more up. Try not to separate your knees like that. Keep your knees parallel. That will keep the hip stable. It will add to your hip stability and it will also strengthen the glutes. Lift, push up and keep pushing up until you start feeling a real nice stretch in your pelvic region and your hip flexors and your abdomen and your chest. So press your shoulders down to lift your chest. Also keep pressing the feet evenly. You can stay here for 5 breaths. This pose strengthens the whole back of your body here. The entire back gets strengthened, the glutes, the hamstrings, and it again stretches the front part of the body. With an exhale, we'll start to release down and let the lower back sink into the mat. Relax your legs. Ease out for a breath. And then folding the knees again. We'll do the figure 4 stretch or the pigeon stretch in lying down position. So you can bring your right foot on your left thigh, just above your knee. Push the right knee away from your chest and then lift your left foot off the mat. Hold your left hamstring and with an exhale start to pull the left leg towards the chest. When you're pulling the left leg in, make sure your right knee doesn't come too close to the chest. Basically, it doesn't fall down. Keep the knee pushing away and then keep pulling the left leg towards your chest. And this should bring a stretch to your right glutes. Feel the stretch in your right glute. And lift your head and chest away from the mat. Then exhale, pull the knee further in to bring more stretch to the right hip. And keep breathing here. You can take this time also to stretch your ankle joint. So just move your left ankle joint, rotate it as you're holding the stretch for your right glute. You can rotate the ankle clockwise and then you can reverse it. Place the head back, exhale, release. Then we change. Bring the left ankle on your right thigh, push the knee away. Inhale, lift the right foot. Again, hold from the hamstrings. Start to pull the knee closer, the right knee closer to your chest. Feel your left hip. Inhale, head and chest up. Exhale, pull the neck further in. And again, feel the stretch in your left glute. You can start to move your right ankle, rotating it clockwise and reversing it. And then holding for another breath. Place the head back. Exhale. Release the feet on the ground. Stretch your legs forward. Again, relax the body for a breath. And now we move into the last stretch, which is spinal rotation, lying down spinal rotation, which does a lot. First, it stretches the side of your hip again, the glutes, and the abductor muscles in your legs. And it also stretches and opens your shoulders and the spinal column. So what we did right now, we'll again place the Right ankle on the left thigh, and just drop the right foot on the mat and let the knee also drop down. And then keeping the right arm away on the floor, use your left hand to push the knee further down and look towards your right arm, right hand. Keep pressing the right shoulder into the mat. If this seems too easy for you, like there is no stretch in your right glute here or very little stretch, you can extend your right leg out and keep pulling the leg more up. So it will just intensify the stretch in your abductor muscle here. And hold. And after 5 breaths, we can come back, switch sides, place your left ankle on your right thigh, knee away, spread your arms at the shoulder level, drop your left foot on the right side, and then drop the knee also. Hold your left knee with your right hand, pull the knee towards the floor, and extending the left arm, look towards your left hand. Shoulder is pressing into the mat. After 1 or 2 breaths, you can try out to extend the top leg, the left leg out, so we can feel more stretch in the glutes here. Inhale again, come back with both your legs. Hug your knees lastly, and then you can again ease out your body. That just helps to release any lactic acid, any tension from the body and the mind, and just prepares us for the rest of the day. So add these stretches to your daily practice and see the flexibility of your muscles improving. Thank you for watching this video.